We
You
can't.
have to bring it to an ultimatum sooner or later, then it'll be done.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I can't see any way that people in Peru are gonna support a property tax.
Well,
for,
we don't know, why don't,
I can't see any way that they're gonna do that, so.
all I'm
So
saying,
I just think, I don't know why I need a referendum.
Put the
to prove
question
something I
out.
already know.
I'd say let's go with the cards.
Yeah, I would support that too, you'll hit a lot more people that way.
I
I
think,
just think, I don't need a referendum to prove something that I'm pretty sure I already know, which is that people aren't gonna support a property tax increase for a pool. I don't see why we need a referendum to prove
Well,
that.
then how, you know, first of all, I wanna thank the pool committee.
Absolutely.
They've been going for years and making $100 here, $100, but we're not getting it done. Debbie's worked hard trying to find bonds, grants, and they're not there. Let's do this, and this'll tell us whether the people want a pool or not. If they're willing to pay for it, let's build it. But let's not just sit back here and keep making $100 a year. It's not gonna pay for it, and no, we don't have the money right now to do it.
Your Honor, the idea of the cards, I'm concerned about the security of it as far as who turns in the cards. First of all, it goes out on a utility bill. A lot of those people that get the cards don't pay property tax in the city. And also, who's actually gonna turn it in? It's loose laying around. Whereas a vote, an actual vote on a ballot, I can consider that as a valid interpretation of the wants of the city.
that's the decision that needs to be made by the council.
That was my comment.
You know, so far we have two different, so, you know, we still have 6 more people.
I would support, Your Honor, going out on a referendum. I think that's the way to find out if people want it or not.
However the council wants to reach out to the people, I'm fine with. That was just my recommendation to go with the cards, but if there's a referendum, I'll support it. Just gotta reach out to them either way, but I think that'd be the best way.
Well, do we wanna move forward and have the city attorney draw up a resolution?
Actually, could we hear from the pool committee on that? I think with the amount of,
You can, yes, Deb, you'll have to come up here.
Well, it doesn't go on there anyway.
Should this, Your Honor,
Well, we
should this
can,
not be under public comment?
we can, we're in the middle of this discussion, so we can do that.
You know, the option is, I think the option you're bringing to the taxpayers and the registered voters is, do you want to pay for it now? There may be other ways to get a swimming pool. It may come through a private donation, it may come through a public grant, but at least this is an option right now for people to look at and say, do you want a pool immediately, and are you willing to pay for it?
We, the Friends of Peru Pool, do not support a tax referendum to fund a new pool. It isn't necessary. Peru has $15 million yearly budgeted. $15 million of operating expenses for a swimming pool, according to Mayor Harrell, would be $90,000 a year, less than 1% of the total budget. Money for a pool was budgeted for 83 years. The pool has been closed for 3 years. That's $270,000. Where did it go?
Proceed.
Mayor Harrell stated that a referendum will let everyone know that a swimming pool is wanted. If it gets defeated, he said the people have spoken. End of issue. We consider this to be a blatant attempt to undermine the committee's considerable support by the committee by threatening people with a tax increase. We can't afford any more taxes. On September 9, 2012, News Tribune had a report of a survey that had been done in Peru. 46% said we should have a new pool. 30% said to repair the old one, and 24% didn't care. As we see it, pardon me, 76% were in favor of a pool. We've been trying for 3 years to raise a new pool. Our community, both by people and many businesses, are behind us. They've been great, both the sponsors and the volunteers, Yet Mayor Harrell has refused to put his name on any grant request we've submitted. We the people, we the Friends for Peru Pool are not going away. We will continue to work for something we feel our children and their children, the future families in Peru, should have. We appreciate the City Council and the Mayor's help. Thank you.
Okay. What do we want to do? Do we want to, I'm hearing from most that we want to put it out to referendum, so do we want to authorize city attorney on our next council meeting to draw up a resolution? So we can have it on a referendum?
I would like to see it, Ron.
Like what?
I would like to see it.
Anybody else?
I
I
think
mean, it'll be on the, if we have enough people that say that they want to see it, but it's not an official vote because we can't take action on it, but it'll be on the agenda next meeting.
I think it's important as elected officials, Your Honor, that the public get some input if they would like taxpayer dollars to go towards a swimming pool. And so certainly I support at least their voice to be heard on that issue.
Anybody else?
Your Honor, a few minutes ago, I think it was you, maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention, but mentioned something about this would be to get it done in a hurry, but if there were still things out there that we could look at that. Could you expound on that a little?
I think I was the one.
Was you, I'm
mentioning
sorry,
that. Alderman Sapienza, what I meant was if the public, the general public did vote for it, that would be a project that could be worked on in the short-term future, meaning immediately. If it was something that the public did not feel that it was tax worthy for, then it's something that we can look at it. At least my opinion is to look at it at a long-range issue, and that could be grants or private donations or anything in the amount of that. So it's a difference between short-term, immediate, and long-term planning. I think everybody would love to have a public outdoor pool if it's not paid for them by themselves. And at least we have an option to say if this is a long-term or a short-term project. That's all.
Does anybody know if there have been or are now any grants available?
It's highly unlikely.
Yes, there are grants available. I have them on my computer, I have them printed out.
And these grants are for a pool with a roof over, right, that can be
No,
used?
they're not.
That's not the information that I've received in the research I've done.
No, it's
I
not.
haven't seen that either, but you're welcome to bring it in, Deb. The question is,
And I also have a grant for a pool house.
the question is, you need to bring that in, or you need to hire a grant writer and write it. One of the two, but the question is.
Citizens
They're
can't apply,
matching
right,
grants.
it would have to be.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
I don't know of any grants out there, but I haven't been researching grants. When you see the federal government cutting food stamps and it's going down to the state government, and it's all gonna end up on our shoulders in here, there's gonna be many decisions in here.
Nora and Otto.
There's gonna be many decisions in here that are gonna come to the municipal level, and they're gonna be sooner than later with what's going on in Washington and what's going to happen in Springfield after Washington, so. We'll put it on the agenda next week to authorize city attorney to draw up a resolution for a referendum, so we can pass that, or vote it up, or vote it down.
Just so I'm clear on it, if the referendum goes through and it fails, does that mean the council is considering it to be killed, or can they continue going forward with the fundraising?
pool committee can continue to go forward with fundraising,
But the-
absolutely.
But as far as support from the city goes, is giving the kind of contributions, will we still continue doing that?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking
Well,
about?
if they need our support and they need any kind of, you know, financial assistance from the council, whether it be, you know, $500 for something they wanna do, or $10,000, or if they want a donation, I don't believe we've ever given them a donation, a monetary donation.
We can look at it. Okay, make sure that's on the agenda next week. Now you have
Pushing
something
too
to
hard, is
discuss, first partly on new business and meeting dates.
Well, we're getting to work on the city calendar, so in addition to discussing meeting dates, just anything